All right, welcome. Today, we're diving deep into something really special, Gayatri Upasana. It's one of the most revered practices you'll find in the yogic tradition. So we're going to break down this ancient path, really get into its structure, what it all means, and, why it's still considered so incredibly powerful today.
Now, check this out. The source material actually calls Gayatri a Kamadhenu. That's the mythical cow that can fulfill all your wishes. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the twist. It's not about material things, not at all. So what kind of wishes are we actually talking about here? What's the real promise? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the big picture. Why this practice? Why is this ancient ritual still considered so potent? Well, the source makes a fascinating argument. This isn't some dusty relic. It's actually a powerful solution for a very, very modern problem. So, at its absolute core, Gayatri Upasana is all about cultivating two super important inner qualities. First, you've got prajna. Now, this isn't just about being smart or book smart. Think of it as enlightened wisdom, a deep, gut-level sense of what's true. Then there's Atmabal, which is basically an unshakable inner strength, a real resilience. And the whole point of the practice isn't just to know about these things, it's to actively pull them into your life and make them part of your very being.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because the source directly connects this ancient practice to our world right now. It talks about a modern crisis of faith, or asta sankat. And just to be clear, this has nothing to do with religion. It's about a crisis of inner conviction. You know that feeling of being adrift? The source argues that's because we're so focused on materialism, on what's outside of us, that we've lost our inner compass. And this practice, it's presented as the direct antidote, a way to rebuild that solid sense of purpose from the inside out.
Okay, so how do you actually start? Well, think about it like this. You can't play a beautiful song on an out-of-tune guitar, right? You gotta tune the instrument first. It's the exact same idea here. This next part is all about prepping your body and mind, getting them ready and receptive for the real work that's about to begin. The prep starts with these really simple but powerful symbolic acts. First up is something called achaman. It's basically 3 sips of water, but each sip has a purpose. One to purify your speech, one for your mind, and one for your conscience. After that comes shikabandhanam, which is just a simple touch to the crown of your head. But the symbolism, wow. The source calls it raising the flag atop the fort of the mind. I mean, what a great image. It's like you're planting a flag, declaring your highest ideals right from the start. Next up is pranayama, or breath control. And let me tell you, this is so much more than just a deep breathing exercise. It's a very specific 4-stage cycle. You have pudaka, that's the inhale, then antakumkaka, where you hold the breath in, then comes rechaka, the exhale, and finally baya kumkaka, where you hold the breath out. The whole thing, all 4 parts, creates this complete loop of energetic cleansing. And this is absolutely key. The physical act of breathing is just one part of it. The real magic, the real power, comes from what's called bhavana, your focused intention. So while you're inhaling, you're not just taking in air, you're feeling yourself drawing in all the vital, positive energy of the universe. And when you exhale, you visualize and feel every single fault, every impurity just being pushed out of your system. It's a total mental and energetic reset. All right, the last prep step is making a sankalpa. You can think of this as a vow or a sacred intention. And this is huge from a psychological standpoint. You're not just kind of hoping for something to happen. No, you are formally, clearly declaring your purpose. The source says this does 2 things. It amps up your own willpower, and it basically sends a signal out to the universe, inviting positive forces to guide and support you. So, once you, the practitioner, are all prepped and ready to go, the focus shifts outward to your environment. Now we're going to talk about how a few simple physical items are used as massive symbols to help you connect with these huge cosmic energies. So first, you have the kalash, which is a simple pot of water. But it's not just a pot of water, of course. It's meant to symbolize the entire cosmos, the Virat Brahm. And the water inside it, that represents coolness, peace, and that creative, powerful force of Gayatri. It's literally like having a miniature universe right there on your altar. And where you have water, you also have fire. The deep, or the lamp, is the symbol of the flame of universal consciousness. It's your own inner light, for sure, but it also stands for that fiery, focused effort, that's the yagna, that you need to put in to make progress. In a way, it's the symbol of the hard work on the path. And you can see here, this is where it all comes together in this beautiful, perfect balance. You've got the kalash, the water, which represents the goal, peace, serenity, the cosmic mother. And then you have the deep, the flame, which represents the path to get there, the effort, the action, the cosmic father. So you see, it's the destination and the journey, right there, side by side. It's the whole foundation of the practice in two simple symbols.
Okay, you're prepared. Your space is set. And now we get to the absolute heartbeat of the entire practice. This is the main event, the japa. That's the meditative repetition of the Gayatri mantra itself. So here it is, the Gayatri mantra. Now, it's really important to understand what this is and what it isn't. It's not a prayer for, a new car or winning the lottery. It's a prayer for something way more profound, the purification and illumination of your own intellect. It's basically asking for clarity. Here are the words. Om Bhurbuah Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. At its heart, it's a simple, powerful plea. May that universal light inspire and brighten our minds.
So you do this practice sincerely. What happens? What are the results? Well, the source talks about some really profound internal shifts. We're talking about a total spiritual rejuvenation, developing a kind of farsightedness, and achieving that Atmabal, that inner strength we mentioned at the beginning. But the big one, the main goal, is the purification of the intellect. The idea is that it helps you build a calm, centered, and balanced mind that can handle pretty much anything life decides to throw at you.
Look, understanding all this is one thing, right? But the real question is, how do you actually make this a part of your daily life? How do you create a sustainable discipline? That's what this final section is all about, a practical guide for living the practice every day.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, it's easy to feel inspired for a day, maybe even a week. But what keeps you going? What actually leads to real long-term transformation? Thankfully, the source is super clear about this.
It all boils down to what the text calls the 4 pillars of a successful practice. Number 1, concentration. You gotta have a focused mind. Number 2, faith. A real, unwavering belief in what you're doing. Number 3, persistence. This is about the grit to push through, especially when it feels dry or difficult. And finally, number 4, consistency. This means making it a non-negotiable daily habit. Seriously, just like brushing your teeth. And to help with that consistency, the source gives a really clear and, honestly, a very achievable goal. The recommended minimum for your daily practice is 108 chants. That's it. That's 1 full round on a standard mala or set of prayer beads. It gives you a concrete target to hit every single day. So this brings us full circle, right back to where we started. We have this modern crisis of faith. And here's this incredibly ancient, time-tested solution. And look, you don't have to go out and do this entire ritual tomorrow to start getting the benefits. So let me leave you with this one final thought. What might change for you in your life if you just integrated one piece of this? What if you just started every single day with a clear, focused intention, a sankalpa, for how you want to approach your day? Just something to think about.